I've had the good fortune of working in a lot of variety of movies within the parameters of what a leading lady is offered. So I'm glad I've had the chance to explore so many different stories, albeit genres, if they have to be compartmentalized. What I'm very, very clear and focused about is that I am here to really tell the story that my director has envisioned. And that's the team I belong to. That's whose story I need to help realize in his vision on celluloid. And that's the movie I'm working on. So it's not about visiting history books or this is not a lesson being told. This is Ashutosh wanting to say a possible love story that could have existed that does not exist in the written word. So it's really about bringing that vision to life, and that's the team I'm belonging to. So it's Ashutosh's Jodha that I need to essay. He works in great detail. We all already know that. He's a filmmaker we respect. He is very, very methodic, very, very detailed. He really works in terms of research. He has lived with this vision for a really long time before he came and shared it with us. So when you recognize that kind of commitment and passion, it's easy just to go with that conviction. That conviction is very infectious. We're transported into another world, and much trouble and effort has been made by the entire team to make sure that even right from the outset, in terms of visually, you see the difference. And then of course as you watch the movie, you will see content-wise also you're actually transported into another time. Dare I say I had my first experience of sword fighting, and I shouldn't be talking about another movie, but during Last Legion. And I just so thoroughly enjoyed action. I was like, oh God, give me more, I'd love to do action, you know. So when I had the sequence here, it was like fish to water. I mean, I just totally enjoyed the action, the little bit that I had in this movie. I'd love to do a lot more. But like Ashu rightly pointed out, you have to be Jodha. This can't be Aishwarya just enjoying action or sword fighting here. There were a lot of scenes where when you read it, you do come across an incredible strength, because that's Jodha. She's a Rajput princess. She has this innate strength. But it cannot be played out that way. Like you just said to him, I could not do that to Jalal. I can't be like, just hear me out. I need to talk. So that was interesting, because even though you want to project your strength and you want to be heard without necessarily saying that much, because obviously belonging to that era, it isn't about having 10 pages of dialogue. You'll have that much to say, but you say that with strength, and you yet keep to the decorum of what society would permit then. So that was interesting, because sometimes when I just say, Ashu, I don't feel the need to tear up. I mean, I really want to just say it like this. He'd be like, yeah, but you're not being Aishwarya, you're being Jodha. So you need to kind of recognize what she's emotionally going through, and there is a vulnerability at so many points. So that was interesting for me. He'd remind me of that. I think, yes, but she's Rajput, you can just, so he'd be like, yeah, but still, there's just that desperation of that girl who sometimes would just probably, collapse into tears, even though she needed to communicate something. We are conveying the kind of passion that Ashutosh wants us to convey, not the benchmark that another movie has necessarily, or an impression that another movie has necessarily created. And as actors, Hrithik and me both are very, very committed and clear. And it's great. We both perceive our work with the same kind of dedication and clarity. And so there's no confusion on that front. And as you rightly put it, I think it's fantastic that as actors, both of us got to work back to back. In terms of, it's not that both these movies are back to back. Immediately after Dhoom 2, we started Jodhaa-Akbar. So it was very, very interesting for us as co-stars to be working in two such obviously different genres, where, as you rightly put it, Dhoom 2 was so today, almost tomorrow. I mean, it's just so today, so in the face, it's so obvious. And Jodhaa-Akbar was so different, a totally different era. Everything's understated, and yet, I mean, come on, these are two people falling in love. I mean, how unsizzling or not sizzling can two people falling in love be? So it's just that it belongs to another period, another time, and yes, as actors, we were true to that, because I'll keep repeating myself, here we are making Ashutosh's vision come to life. and there's no confusion in that. I think as an actor, I just say I'm glad that I belong to a time where I get the chance to be a part of such diverse cinema, where filmmakers are actually not necessarily sticking to one format and saying this is it, this is what you define cinema to be. It's a very good time, it's an exciting time to belong to cinema, where we get the chance to explore, do such different things, and I'm glad producers are out there investing and helping such movies being made and come to life. And, I think it's a very good time. The best part about Rahman's music is that it always grows on you. This is something I can vouch for. I'm sure the audience can vouch for. But I've had the good fortune of having several movies of mine where Rahman has given music, and the beauty of it is it lives on with the listener way beyond the first hearing, and he's given music true to the film, true to in keeping with Ashu's narrative.